Hello everyone. So I'm doing a rather interesting exercise here, so I thought I would record it and share it with you guys. So this is something that you should do when you're several months into your SEO, or years, probably months. Okay, so basically what I'm doing is I'm just having a look at where things are at keywords wise. So I'm using a tool I've discussed in other videos called the Hoff. The Hoff is a very useful place. It's actually a wholesale SEO service, which I don't use it for that, but you can, and they're very good. They're very good. I'm going to put the link in the description box below so that you can get an account with them. Now, the reason to get an account with them is because whether you use their services or not, there's some great tools, right? If I hover my mouse or click my mouse on tools, you see a whole bunch of tools, really, really useful. And one of the tools is Google Rankings Checker. And it's fantastic because you just put in your domain right there, and then you hit View Google Rankings. It tells you how many rank in the top 100, and it tells you exactly where everything's ranking, and not just your focus keywords. We're talking about just everything that appears in Google search results. So it's really, really handy. Okay. So yeah, I mean, even if you don't use the services, get yourself a Hoff account so you can utilize their tools, right? Now, so what I'm doing is, and what you should do is, every now and then take a little look, right? Have a little scroll down, see what's ranking, but see if you're missing out on anything major. So, for example, right, in this column, I've got volume, yeah? So I'm going to look for a high search volume keyword. Okay, so if I scroll down, I see here that let me see, I had it here a second ago. Look at that, 3,600 searches a month, right? It's this keyword here, au pair definition. I'm checking for one of my clients who has an au pair agency, right? So the keyword au pair definition has 3,600 monthly searches. Now, at the moment, not ranking very well on it. Current rank is number 65, right? Okay, so that's what, page 7. Well, no one's going to go to page 7 to click on a Google search result, are they? I mean, people don't usually go beyond page 2. Yeah, so I mean, you want it on at least page 2 and preferably page 1. Okay, so look at that. I'm missing out on a potential 3,600 people that search that keyword. So, I'm missing out on a potential 3,600 visitors, aren't I? All right. Okay. So, what do I want to do? I want to try and move that up the ranks, right? I want to get it from page 7 to as close to page 1 as I possibly can, and ultimately to page 1. Okay. Now, the great thing, when I hover over this as well, it tells me, look at that, that's the URL. Hang on, let me just get it right here. Oops, hang on. Oh, I don't think I can move my mouse up there. No, I can't. Right, here we go. So if you have a look at the top of that box there, it's got the HTTPS and it's got the URL there. It tells me what page. So it tells me what page is coming up in the Google search results at rank number 65. So I want to bring that up. So how am I going to do it? Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to that page and I'm going to better optimize it for that keyword. Okay. So at the moment, the URL is how to define an au pair, right? Which is also a good keyword, but it's not as highly searched as au pair definition. So I'm going to make some tweaks to that page. Now, what you need to do is subscribe to my channel, because when I do these tweaks now, obviously the results aren't going to be instant. So I'm going to do another video, a follow-up video, in I don't know, a few days or a few weeks. I don't know how long this is going to take. So if you want to be notified of part 2 to this video, then you better subscribe. So here I am in the back end of the website. This isn't a WordPress site, this is Webflow. And I'm right here on the page that I'm trying to move up the rank for the high search keyword. Okay, now it'd be no good trying to work on something that's getting like maybe 10 or 20 searches a month. You know, go for the big search keywords that you're missing out on, right? Okay, so what I want to do here is I want to do a couple of things. I want to improve the rank of this keyword au pair definition, but at the same time, I don't want to subtract from the current focus keyword that I'm already working on for this page. How to define an au pair. That's the keyword for the page, and that was chosen for a reason as a result of keyword research. So I don't want to lose whatever is cooking for that keyword, right? But I want to have my cake and eat it. So I'm going to try. So what I'm going to do, right? First of all, my meta tag title, right? Well, I'm going to do a tweak, because what I'm going to do is I'll get rid of the word Ireland, right? Because I've got that on plenty of meta tag titles. And I think it's important to have the company name, so keep that. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to put in here au pair definition. Let me just make sure that au pair is spelt the exact way that this keyword that has the 3,600 searches is spelled, because there's various ways of spelling au pair. Yes, it's O spacebar pair definition, right? Okay, so definition, right, that's perfect. Put a spacebar there. Alright, so that's I've now got that keyword right here in the meta tag title, and I don't have duplicate words either, because my focus keyword that was originally researched was au pair without the spacebar. Now I've got o spacebar pair. Okay, so it's all good, and I've got define, I've got definition, so there's no duplicate words there in the meta tag title, or not an excessive use anyway. I've got au pair there, but anyway. Right, now let's look at the meta tag description, see if we can slip it in. Okay, so I've got here the meta tag description. Now let's define an au pair and look at the O spacebar pair definition. Okay, now I'm in danger of making a meta tag description too long. So I'll have to, it can be 319 characters according to the recent updates. It should be within that actually. And what they do. Right, okay. Yeah, so now I've included it in there. And now what I want to do is in the body of my article, I want to see if I can slip that in once or twice as well. Okay. So alright, so I found a great opportunity here, because the rule is with SEO is you've got to have your focus keyword in at least one of your header tags. Now, I've got it in 2 of my header tags, so I only need it in 1, right? So I've got here, now let's define an au pair. Define an au pair is my focus keyword right there. And I've got define an au pair in another header tag down here, which is fine, but it's not, I don't have to have it. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put in here au pair definition and what they do. Okay, and it's o spacebar pair definition and what they do. Well, why is that coming up as a spelling error? Shouldn't be. Okay, it must have been wrong. So that's an H2. Okay, and then we've got here my focus keyword so that I'm not distracting from that. Define an au pair. Okay, so that's brilliant that I was able to get that into a header tag. Now I'm going to put it at least once or twice naturally, unforced, into the body if I can. Okay, so that's done. It's not a large article, so I've stuck it in there twice, contextually, without subtracting any of my original focus keyword. So the job is now done. I'm not going to touch the image alt tag because there's only one image and it's got the focus keyword that was in there originally, define an au pair. If there was a secondary image, I could put that in and I could give it an alt tag with this keyword that I'm trying to improve the rank for. And if the keyword struggles in a few months, if it's still not moving up the ranks, then maybe I'll stick in the second image, and then that's something else I can do. But for now, I think I've done enough to make that jump from page 7, make it jump pretty high. So let's see what happens. It'd be interesting to see. So if you want to know what happens, subscribe, and when I do my part 2 video on this, and we can see if this experiment has worked. Well, it's not really an experiment, so I've done it before and it does work, but I'll show you and give you proof. Okay.